let her sing. She sang and she couldn't sing.
But how did either of you want to sing?
No.
No.
None of you have any singing ambition?
I want to work with you on that song.
Hello, Knockouts. TonyaTko here. And as you know, I am a self-love specialist and certified clinical hypnotherapist from TonyaTko.com. I help you learn how to love yourself and each other. On this channel, we use viral video topics as teachable moments for dating, relationships, and self-love in our own lives. So listen. Yesterday, I broke a story with some leaked audio, and there were some of you that were like, oh, what this doesn't prove anything, blah, blah, blah. Because listen, I have some hot, fresh, new tea. And in order for me to spill this new tea, I need you to understand the last tea. So listen, we're going to go over some more audio. I try to keep my videos short. However, there's so many of you out there who just did not understand and had not seen something else that you needed to see. So we're going to play a clip from Gail's interview. We're also going to play some follow-up from some investigative reporters at CBS. And then I'm going to play that audio for you again. Listen, I'm going to go like this when there's a part that you need to listen to. So let's dive in right now because I want to get this hot, fresh new tea off the presses for you all. So let's go in. Are you ready? Let's go. Let's go.
Asked R. Kelly about allegations that he lured these young women with promises of helping their singing careers. Now, Kelly claims it was Savage's mother who pushed him on the issue.
She started promoting that Jocelyn could sing, and she was a singer, and she's trying to be a singer, and wanted me to produce her or whatever. I said, well, let her sing. She sang and she couldn't sing.
But how does it go from she can't sing, you don't think she has a talent that you like, but she ends up being with you, spending time with you, living with you? Because I'm not with her for her talent.
When I saw her on stage, nothing about her told me she sing. I don't have I can't say, oh, that girl sing. It's because she was beautiful.
Well, we then interviewed Azriel Clary and Jocelyn Savage with R. Kelly, who was standing nearby, even though his team had told us he would not be in the room. He entered after the interview began. They told us that their parents are just looking for money, which both sets of parents deny. Do either of you want to sing?
No.
No.
None of you have any singing ambitions?
No. That's that's another lie.
Yeah.
That's another lie.
Yeah.
Trust me. No, we did
I
not
did
want
hear
to
that
sing.
you wanted to sing.
No,
I heard that you wanted to sing. So
let me tell you something about singing, actually.
Okay.
Before I even met R. Kelly, I told my parents I did not want to sing. My parents made singing like a job for me. It's not something I wanted to do. And not only that, I even tried to kill myself because I did not want to sing, as a cry out for help, to tell them this is not what I want to do with my life. This is not how I want to spend my life.
Yeah, your father told me that you had tried to take your life and that the only thing that made you happy was singing.
No.
And that's why he became involved with R. Kelly.
Let me tell you something.
To help you.
No.
Neither one of you want to sing. What do you want to do in terms of a job or career? Are you happy just doing what you're doing?
Honestly, I'm happy doing what I'm doing. I haven't figured out what I want to do with my life, but I know when that time comes, we know Rob is going to support us regardless.
Right. Most definitely. He's our full support, and with his full support, and all we need is each other.
Good morning. Azriel and Jocelyn's parents both say that they never received any money from R. Kelly. And as you just heard in that clip, Azriel says that she actually tried to attempt suicide because of her parents pressuring her to sing. Well, CBS News reviewed medical records, and according to those medical records, Azriel told doctors at the time that the suicide attempt was triggered by issues with her then boyfriend. She told them music helped calm her down. And in the Lifetime docuseries Surviving R. Kelly, Clary's parents say it was Azriel who was pushing to become a famous singer and work with Kelly. They claim they told Azriel she could not be alone with Kelly if she worked with him.
I didn't think it was a good fit. I didn't want to have any part of it, but Azriel actually pressed us. She made her little threats about if we didn't, let her do this, what she would do.
At a news conference yesterday, Jocelyn Savage's parents said they had proof it was Kelly who arranged for Jocelyn to meet him.
I'm glad you pointed out about the medical records, because Mr. Clary, Azriel's father, told me the exact same thing. The reason why she committed suicide, that she tried to commit suicide, tried to take her own life, was because she had had a very messy breakup with a boyfriend. So I'm glad that you have medical, you have documentation that actually backs up what he is saying.
Okay. So you know what we're going to do right now? We're going to jump back into the audio, and then afterwards we're going to do the orbitals, and we're going to sum everything up so that you can see. And so for everybody who shared yesterday's video, I need you to go ahead and share this video as well, because we're going to break it down part by part for people who are non-believers. And then we're going to jump into this vloggers versus mass media. Let's go.
Are you still on the phone?
Yes, I am.
Make sure.
Yeah. Oh. You know that song "Don't Hold Back"? My song. It kind of got like if you really hear it, it kind of got like a little remix of the "Half on a Baby" a little bit. Did you notice that?
Oh, I felt that all the way.
Huh?
I noticed that all the way, all right off.
Okay. Yeah. What you think about it? Like, what you think about the song? Like,
I love the song. Just gotta have some changes and a few little different melody changes and some changing of some lyrics and it needs to be doped up.
I want to work with you on that song.
Yeah, I'm gonna be listening to that song.
All right, let's talk about it. Let's talk about everything that we know. All right, so people are asking, how is this proof of anything? All right, let's jump into that. First of all, R. Kelly claims that he never knew that Jocelyn was ever interested in singing. He claims that it was the mother that tried to push the singing onto him. However, the parents have receipts that it was him who had set up the meetings between him, that it was him who actually circumvented the process that the parents thought was in place for her to be able to go to Sony, that he had his handlers circumvent that and bring her to him, in which he was listening to her music, listening to her songs, telling her, oh, the song is nice. He all it needs is just a few melody changes, a few changes in the lyrics, but that he liked the song. So there is evidence of Jocelyn having a desire to sing. Then we have Azriel Clary, who's in that video seen being very combative, very defensive, talking about she never wanted to sing, blah, blah, blah. But the medical records reveal something different. Remember in the documentary, Surviving R. Kelly? Remember, the parents said that part of the reason that they allowed their daughter to go off is because she was a few months away from 18. She threatened to run away anyway, that she was going to do this, do that to herself if they didn't allow her. Remember, because listen, I have some new hot tea that I need to drop to you all, but I need you all to get on the same page as me. Remember how Azriel became acquainted with R. Kelly. She had some sort of audition in the hotel room in which and then the parents went to the hotel banging on doors trying to find their daughter, right? Remember when they were screaming in the hallway for their daughter to come out. Remember when the child came out, she was like, oh, nothing happened. But then months later, after she had already disappeared, they connected into the iCloud, and then they found text messages admitting where she was going back and forth talking about how during that first meeting they had intercourse. Listen, I need you to get to speed with me, okay? Remember that. All right. So now here she is saying she never wanted to sing. She tried to kill herself because her parents tried to push this on you. One of the things that I need you all to know and remember is that when you're dealing with a manipulator is not going to come out and just tell you what it is that you want to know. They're not going to just come out and tell you the truth. They're going to tell you something, and they're going to skew the truth in such a way, and they're going to put in fact with fiction in such a way to be like, oh, well, this is true, so this part must also be true. Listen, follow the paper trail. Follow the paper trail so that you can understand what's going on and how we got to where it is that we are right now. In that interview with Gayle King, Robert Kelly states that he didn't know Jocelyn could sing. And that, remember, that she could not sing. However, when he was talking to her, he was hyping it up. She was talking about trying to work on something with him. He was hyping it up. Oh yeah, this is good. This is good. Just needs a few little melody changes. Why didn't he tell the girl that she can't sing? And then here we have these young ladies now in present day. How do we get from I am so dedicated to being a singer that I will run away from home, that I will self-harm, that I will have intercourse on this quote-unquote audition? How do we get from there? So many of you are like, oh, these girls are not brainwashed. And remember, I told you the 5 keys in that video, the 5 keys to brainwash a person. Deny them sleep, deny them food, especially protein. Remove them from anybody who can counteract the new version of reality. So somebody who cannot confirm real reality, you remove them from people who will not confirm this new version of reality. There also has to be an impending threat of harm. And the 5th one is isolation. So you put all of those into play, plus pounding in this new reality. And so you all that are standing there saying, oh, well, the parents tried to sell the daughters. Whose version of reality is that? Now this young lady is coming out talking about she never wanted to sing. Meanwhile, she admitted to doctors, it's on the record. It's on the record that singing was the one thing that helped her rise from her depressive state. Remember also the reason for the attempt on her life. A messy breakup with a boyfriend. We're talking about a young lady when it comes to relationship, a person who is very impressionable, a person who may not be as furtive and as strong in her position, her stance, and her own self-love. And notice how combative and confrontational she is. She also says the words, trust me. When a person is not telling the truth, often they'll say things like, trust me, believe me, those sorts of things, because they know that what they're saying is not reality. So they are implanting the suggestion for trust. Anytime you hear somebody say, think about it. Whenever you've ever told the truth, have you ever been like, trust me, believe me, you believe me, don't you? You don't do that. You don't do that. So listen, I hope that we're all up to speed right now, because all of this is melding together. And in the next video, I'm going to expose Kelly's MO, where he promises these young ladies and he uses the lure of that in order to assault them. So share this video, comment below. And there was some of you that was like, this can't be real because mass media doesn't have access to it yet. One thing that you have to remember is, as a vlogger, as an independent person, first of all, I live in the world. I have an inbox. People drop me tea, and I have ways of verifying the tea. Like I said, I took this tea directly to the attorneys, right, who verified that this is an authentic audio, right? That is Jocelyn. And that is Robert Sylvester Kelly in that video. People are like, oh, Tonya, how can we believe you? One of the things that you have to do is you have to know who it is that you're getting information from. And when you get information from a person like me, if I say that it's real, the information has been vetted. And there are people like, oh, well, why don't the major outlets get it? That video that I put up yesterday has almost 200,000 views for a reason, because the right people know exactly what it is. They know exactly what it is. And I broke that story yesterday. That's an audio that you won't find anywhere else. So now the outlets are scrambling, attempting to get the audio for themselves. And one other thing that you need to realize and remember is that as a vlogger, there's a different chain that I need to go through to go direct to market. I can go direct to market with my phone. That's all I need. There are other people who have to go through producers and writers and all of this other stuff, and they have to get the makeup and the lighting and the camera people, and they got to reserve the booth, and they got to do, no, I turn on my camera and I go direct to you. So you heard it here first. You heard it here first. And I want to hear your thoughts below. Put your comments below, because I want to hear whether or not you heard what it is that I heard, or whether or not some of you are, whether you're still in denial. If you're in denial, that's fine. You're going to get left behind the curve, because more hot tea is spilling as we speak. And like I said, those who are going to come for the journey, those who are going to ride the wave until the clink clank, Ride it with me and stay up to date. Listen, you know what? On that note, I'm going to get out of there. Go out there and love one another. Most importantly, what? Love yourself. Love yourself. And part of loving yourself is taking a few moments to pause. Pause. Don't rush. If there's anybody who's trying to put a rush on you, remember Stephanie Mills had that song, trying to put a rush on me, but I got to know you better. It takes some time. Pause. You know, realize that you may not know everything. Realize that especially as your mind is developing and growing, and especially if you're coming into contact with a new situation that you've never experienced before, because they are grown women who get tricked. Take a few moments to just pause. If there's a person trying to rush you, there's a reason why they're trying to rush you. Because they're trying, you know how you do the 3-card Monty and the hands are moving real fast and they got the ball in the cup and all of that? There are some times that people try to move so quickly because the lie compared to the truth is so flimsy that the house of cards will come crumbling down if they don't act fast enough. So now here are these young ladies who have been with him for 4 years, started out wanting a music career. Now all of a sudden they're like, I don't know what I want to do with my life. When we get to that point, I'm sure Rob will support us. We're talking about a man who was on tour, who already had a bustling career and connections in the music industry. 4 years later, you couldn't get a little demo out, not a nothing, not even perform opening act. And there are people who were saying they don't believe that Jocelyn could sing. That's fine. But there are people who heard Azriel sing and said that the girl has some pipes that the girl can blow. Not open nothing materialized in 4 years. Then now all of a sudden you don't know what you want to do with your life. This is what I'm saying. Pause. Take a few moments to just step back and realize that there may be more going on than you realize. Just take your time. And on that note, I'm going to get out of here. I want to hear your thoughts below. Write your comments in the comment area. And I will see you in the next video. Peace. I create content for you, requested by you. And this video is sponsored by me. Because of the sensitive nature of many of our topics, many of my videos don't receive ad revenue. So support yourself and the content that you love to watch by supporting the content creators that create that content. Go over to TonyaTko.com. There you can join my mailing list by downloading your complimentary copy of my Relax MP3. You can also find an array and an assortment of different ways to support you into living into the fullest expression of your knockout life. For example, like my book on shifting into self-love, as well as my book of affirmations on self-love to help you rewrite your subconscious programming. You can also find an array of hypnotherapeutic MP3s to help you dive deep into hypnosis to create lasting change in your life, like the Forgive MP3, Healing the Child Within, Stress Release, as well as an assortment of wellness MP3s. So please, go over there, support yourself by supporting the content that I create. Read some of the reviews and get the product which is right for you. Okay? So I will see you in the comments of the video. TonyaTko. Peace.